Religious leaders drawn from the National Council of Churches of Kenya, the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, and the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims want the bipartisan talks between Azimio Umoja, One Kenya Coalition, and Kenya Kwanza to be expanded. The leaders want the talks to go beyond just fixing the current political crisis, but to instead focus on addressing the deep-seated, long-standing issues affecting the country. While lauding leaders from both coalitions for consenting to dialogue, the religious leaders want national unity, cohesion, poverty, unemployment, and the war on corruption to form part of the agenda list.
Having experienced tensions, violence, and political disquiet since the beginning of the year, Kenyans have in the last few days heaved a sigh of relief as the bipartisan talks got underway. The absence of toxic political bickering has accorded citizens a chance to reflect on their lives and to resume livelihood activities. We therefore commend the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio Umoja coalition's leaders for heeding to the advice of Kenyans and accepting to sit down and talk.
Kenyans expect that the bipartisan talks between the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio Umoja coalitions will resolve the immediate political crisis, including the reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. We nonetheless urge for inclusion of agenda to address the deep-seated and long-standing issues, including the consolidation of national unity and cohesion, tackling poverty, youth unemployment, and fighting corruption and impunity.
We want to involve not just the religious community, but all Kenyans from all walks of life. We have called for a national dialogue process. We have to dialogue about the questions that are with us. We have seen that every election since 1992, we have a loser who generally does not have a place or a big role to play in the society. And therefore there is a question of what do we do going forward, because we have seen that every election there is a pact or an agreement between the winner and the loser. We either call it a handshake or cooperation or any other. So we are asking for dialogue among Kenyans to actually ask ourselves, how can we resolve that issue so that going forward we'll be doing elections and we go back to our business.
And Cabinet Secretary